There's a quiet road behind my home where we used to walk at night. Street lamps drawing little circles in the gentle golden light. We spoke about tomorrow like it waited just ahead, with open doors and simple dreams in every word we said. Now I pass that road alone again, with footsteps soft and slow, and every breeze that moves the trees feels like a voice I know. I smile when people look at me like nothing's wrong at all, but some memories stay hidden behind a silent wall. I still carry your name inside my heart like a song I can't forget. Every quiet evening brings the moment when we met. You may live a different life now, under distant skies above, but a part of me is walking still with the memory of our love. Your favorite song still plays sometimes in little corner stores, and suddenly the world returns to how it was before. Your laughter in the summer wind, your hand inside of mine, a simple day that felt like it would last through endless time. But seasons change so quietly, like waves along the shore, and love that once felt endless finds another open door. I learned to keep my stories short when people ask of you. Some feelings grow much deeper than words could ever do. I still carry your name inside my heart like a song I can't forget. Every quiet evening brings the moment when we met. You may live a different life now, under distant skies above, but a part of me is walking still with the memory of our love. There are nights the violin plays through some small cafe door, and the saxophone is crying like it understays before. The rhythm of a slow guitar moves softly through the air, and suddenly the empty chair feels like you're sitting there. I close my eyes a moment and let the music flow. Some melodies remember things the heart still knows. Maybe we were only meant to share a little time, two travelers on a quiet road for just a few short miles. But even now the lessons of the love we used to know are lighting little lamps on every path I go. if you ever think of me on some distant afternoon, while the sun is slowly falling and the sky turns silver moon, know the days we shared together still live inside my mind, like pages of a story time could never leave behind. I still carry your name inside my heart, like a song that softly stays through the moving years and all the turning days. Though our roads have separated and our lives have changed above, there will always be a corner in my soul that holds your love. And every step I'm taking, though the world feels wide and new, still carries quiet echoes of the life I had with you. So the guitar keeps playing and the violin sighs low, while the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the rhythm of a gentle boredo tune, your memory keeps dancing underneath the silver moon. The house is still the same tonight. The hallway light still glows, but something in the silence now is different than before. Your picture on the wooden shelf still watches every day, like time forgot to move along the moment you walked away. I pour a cup of coffee and sit beside the door, listening to the quiet that never lived here before. Everyone believes I'm strong. They say I've moved ahead, but some conversations still happen in my head. There's a space where your voice used to be, like a song that faded slow. Every word you left with me is something I still know. Life keeps moving forward like a river to the sea, but my heart still stops sometimes where your voice used to be. I passed the park this afternoon, where autumn leaves were falling, children running through the grass, while distant bells were calling. And suddenly I saw us there, like shadows in the sun. Two people laughing easily before the day was done. The saxophone from a cafe played a lonely melody, and every note it carried felt like it remembered me. I tell the world I'm doing well, that I have learned to cope, but some quiet evenings still carry fragile hope. There's a space where your voice used to be like a song that faded slow. Every word you left with me is something I still know. Life keeps moving forward like a river to the sea, but my heart still stops sometimes where your voice used to be. The violin in midnight songs sometimes begins to cry, and every gentle guitar chord feels like a soft goodbye. I close my eyes and listen to memories in the air, and for a fleeting second I almost see you there. But time has built a distance no footsteps can undo, just quiet understanding of everything we knew. Maybe love is not forever in the way we often dream. Maybe it is only a moment in between, two travelers sharing sunlight before the roads divide, leaving little lanterns burning softly deep inside. If somewhere far away tonight you hear a distant tune, a slow bolero drifting beneath a silver moon, maybe it's the memory of everything we knew, floating through the night wind, trying to reach you. There's a space where your voice used to be, still echoing in me like a gentle fading harmony across a quiet sea. Though the years keep turning and tomorrow calls my name, some small part of my heart will never be the same. And every road I walk from now, however far I roam, will carry one old melody that still remembers home. So the guitar keeps moving and the saxophone sighs low, while the violin is whispering of a love from long ago. And somewhere in that rhythm, soft as distant memory, your voice is still living inside a part of me. was a quiet evening when the sky turned pale and gray. The city lights were waking as the sunlight slipped away. We stood beside the river where the water moved so slow. Neither one of us was ready for the words we had to know. The wind moved through the trees like it understood our pain. Two hearts standing close together, but not the same again. You tried to smile gently while your eyes began to shine, and I could feel the ending hidden in that moment's time. That was the night we said goodbye, under fading skies of blue. No angry words between us, just a silent truth we knew. Love sometimes must leave quietly, even when it's true. And the night we said goodbye left a lifetime inside you. Days have turned to seasons, and the world kept moving on. Crowded streets and busy hours since the day you were gone. But sometimes in the evening, when the sky begins to fall, your memory walks beside me like you never left at all. A saxophone from somewhere plays a slow and lonely tune, and suddenly I'm standing there beneath that evening moon. I learned to hide the longing behind a steady face, but certain songs and places still take me to that space. That was the night we said goodbye, under fading skies of blue. No angry words between us, just a silent truth we knew. Love sometimes must leave quietly, even when it's true. And the night we said goodbye left a lifetime inside you. The violin in distant bars sometimes begins to cry, and every gentle guitar chord brings back that last goodbye. I see your shadow turning as you slowly walked away. Two people full of memories, with nothing left to say. And though the road is different from where we used to be, the past still holds a quiet place inside the heart of me. Maybe we were never meant to stay through every year. Maybe love just visits once, then slowly disappears. But even if tomorrow brings a life that feels brand new, there will always be a chapter that belongs to me and you. If you ever pass that river On a calm and empty night, where the street lamps draw reflections in the silver water light, maybe you will hear the wind moving gently through the trees, carrying a memory from a love like ours used to be. That was the night we said goodbye, under quiet fading skies, two hearts learning slowly how a beautiful love died. Though the years may carry us to distant worlds and views, part of me is living still in the night we said goodbye. And every road I travel, every dawn I wander through, still carries one soft memory of standing there with you. Now the guitar keeps playing and the saxophone sighs low, while the violin remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old midnight shadows lie, our story still is breathing from the night we said goodbye.
Beside the shoreline, watching sunlight touch the sea. You were speaking about dreams, of what tomorrow's life could be. Every step along the sand felt like something bright and new, like the world had opened slowly just to welcome me and you. Those simple days felt endless, like they would never fade away. Two hearts learning softly how to trust the road ahead. Life moves like the ocean, changing quietly with time. Some promises grow distant, like the tide we leave behind. If love was meant to stay forever, why did you have to go? Why do simple memories still shine the brightest glow? Though the world keeps turning and the years keep passing through, part of my heart is still walking on that shore with you. I still remember evenings when the sky was turning gold. You would laugh about the future like a story yet untold. Coffee cups and midnight talks under city silver light. Those quiet little moments made the ordinary bright. Now the streets are full of strangers, and the seasons change their view. But somewhere in the distance, I still hear the sound of you. I learned to keep moving like everyone must do. But some songs in the silence still return to you. If love was meant to stay forever, why did you have to go? Why do simple memories still shine the brightest glow? Though the world keeps turning and the years keep passing through, part of my heart is still walking on that shore with you. A violin begins to whisper in a late night melody, and the saxophone is breathing like it understands me. The guitar moves like a heartbeat, slow and steady through the room, carrying every memory that returned too soon. I close my eyes and listen to the music in the air. Sometimes love is only a moment that we share. Maybe love is not forever in the way we once believed. Maybe it is something gentle that the soul must keep, a light inside the darkness, a warmth inside the cold, a quiet kind of treasure that the years can never hold. If somewhere you remember the days we left behind, maybe there's a moment when my name crosses your mind. Not with sadness or regret, just a smile from long ago, for the love we once were given and the life we used to know. If love was meant to stay forever, maybe we would still be there, walking slowly by the ocean with the evening in the air. Though our roads have taken us where different stories grew, part of my heart will always still belong to you. And every song I hear now, every sky of fading blue, still carries quiet echoes of a life I shared with you. So the guitar keeps playing while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old memories stay true, lives a love that once was mine and once was you.
lights came on, small cafes and quiet windows where the night would linger long. You would talk about tomorrow like it waited close and bright. Two hearts learning slowly how to build a simple life. Every laugh felt effortless, every moment felt so true, like the world was gently opening just for me and you. But time can change directions like the wind upon the sea. And sometimes love must travel where we cannot always see. I still think about the life we almost had, the home we never knew, the quiet mornings waking up right beside you. Though the years keep moving forward through the things we never planned, part of me still lives inside the life we almost had. I pass the park on Sunday where children run and play, families sitting on the grass while the daylight fades away. And sometimes I imagine what our story might have been. Two shadows walking slowly through the warmth of evening wind. Maybe we would laugh about the little things in life, sharing quiet dinners under gentle city lights. But the road we traveled turned somewhere we couldn't see, leaving only echoes of what might have come to be. I still think about the life we almost had, the home we never knew, the quiet mornings waking up right beside you. Though the years keep moving forward through the things we never planned, part of me still lives inside the life we almost had. A violin begins to sing in a slow and tender way, and the saxophone is breathing through the end of day. The guitar keeps steady rhythm like the beating of a heart, holding every memory even when we're far apart. Sometimes love keeps living in the songs we never planned, like a melody returning from a distant land. Maybe love is not about the things that finally stay. Maybe it's the moments that we shared along the way, the gentle kind of magic that the years can take away. Even when the story turns and slowly fades to gray, if somewhere you remember those days we held so
so tight. Walking through the city under quiet silver light. Know the dreams we carried still shine softly in my mind, like a sky of distant stars that time could never hide. I still think about the life we almost had, the dreams we almost knew, every little future I once imagined with you. Though tomorrow keeps on calling with a road I understand, part of me is still living in the life we almost had. And every song that finds me, every evening turning blue, still carries quiet echoes of the world I dreamed with you. Now the guitar keeps playing while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old midnight feelings stand, lives a quiet memory of the life we almost had. There's a road behind the old town where we used to walk at night. Street lamps drawing golden circles in the quiet amber light. You would speak about tomorrow like the world was wide and new, and every simple dream you had felt possible with you. Those evenings felt like music, slow and gentle in the air. Two hearts learning slowly how much love a life could share. But time can change the seasons even when we hold on tight. Some stories lose their ending, some loves lose their life. But there's a love that stayed behind, deep inside my heart. Even when the road of life pulled our worlds apart, though the days keep moving forward and new chapters come and go, there's a love that stayed behind, more than you could know. I still see the summer sunlight on the river shining gold. You were laughing in the breeze while the evening air grew cold. We were young and full of wonder, with a future in our hands, like the world was gently waiting for the life we had planned. Now the river keeps on flowing through the city night and day, but every wave reminds me of a love that slipped away. I've learned to keep walking like the world expects me to, but quiet midnight moments still bring me back to you. But there's a love that stayed behind, deep inside my heart. Even when the road of life pulled our worlds apart, though the days keep moving forward and new chapters come and go, there's a love that stayed behind, more than you could know. There's a love that stayed behind, deep inside my heart. Even when the road of life pulled our worlds apart, though the days keep moving forward and new chapters come and go, there's a love that stayed behind, more than you could know. violin begins to whisper from a bar across the street, and the saxophone is crying with a slow and gentle beat. The guitar keeps steady rhythm like the pulse of yesterday, holding every memory that refused to fade away. I sit there for a moment, let the melody unfold. Some stories may grow distant, but they never grow old. Maybe love was never meant to stay the way we planned. Maybe it was only meant to shape who I became. A quiet kind of blessing hidden deep within the pain, a light that keeps on shining through the wind and through the rain. If you ever think about me on some quiet evening too, maybe you will remember all the little things we knew, not with sorrow or regret, but with a gentle kind of smile, for the love that once was ours, even if just for a while. There's a love that stayed behind, living quietly in me, like a song that never ended, across a silent sea. Though tomorrow keeps on calling with a road I must begin, there's a love that stayed behind where your heart has always been. And every step I'm taking through the years that lie ahead still carries little echoes of the words we never said. Now the guitar keeps playing while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence where old midnight dreams unwind, lives a gentle kind of love that stayed behind. It was a quiet afternoon. The sky was soft and gray. We sat beside the window, watching people pass our way. You spoke about tomorrow, like it waited close in view. But something in your gentle eyes was different than I knew. The wind moved through the city like a slow and distant song, and I felt the moment changing, though I didn't know how long. Sometimes love grows silent before it fades away, like the sun that slowly settles at the ending of the day. I still remember clearly the last time I saw you smile, like sunlight through the evening that stayed with me a while. Though the world kept turning and the years have passed us by, my heart still holds that moment, the last time you smiled goodbye. The cafe lights were glowing as the daylight slipped away. We spoke about the memories that time could never take. Your laughter felt familiar, but softer than before, like a melody returning to a place it knew once more. The saxophone was playing from a corner of the room, and every gentle note it held felt like a quiet truth. I tried to keep believing that nothing had to change, but sometimes love keeps walking toward a road we can't arrange. I still remember clearly the last time I saw you smile, like sunlight through the evening. It stayed with me a while, though the world kept turning and the years have passed us by. My heart still holds that moment, the last time you smiled goodbye. The violin begins to sing with a tender aching tone, and the guitar keeps breathing like a heart that's all alone. The music fills the silence of a memory so true, and every chord returning feels like walking back to you. I sit and let the moment drift softly through my mind. Some memories grow older, never leave behind. Maybe love is not forever in the ways we once believed. Maybe it is just a light that visits then must leave. But even when it's gone, like a sunset in the sky, colors that it left behind never truly die. If somewhere you remember those quiet days we knew, maybe there's a moment when a song reminds you too of two hearts walking slowly through a life that once was new, before the road divided between me and you. I still remember clearly the last time I saw you smile, a simple, gentle moment that stayed with me a while. Tomorrow keeps calling and the world keeps passing through, part of my heart is living still in that last smile from you. And every song I hear now, every sky of fading blue, carries quiet echoes of the love I shared with you. Now the guitar keeps playing while the violin sighs low, and
the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old evening memories lie, lives the last time that I saw your gentle smile goodbye. There were many quiet evenings when we sat beneath the sky, watching distant city lights as the hours passed us by. You would talk about tomorrow with a hopeful, gentle view, and I listened in the silence, holding something strong for you. But the words stayed in my chest, like a song I could not start. Every feeling waited softly, somewhere deep inside my heart. Sometimes love grows quietly, without a single sign, and the truth we should have spoken waits too long in time. There were words I never told you, though they lived inside my soul. Little truths and silent promises I was afraid to show. Now the years keep moving forward, like the rivers to the sea, but those words I never told you still belong to me. I remember autumn mornings, leaves were falling through the air. You were laughing in the sunlight, with the wind inside your hair. We were walking through the park, like the world was standing still. Two young hearts beside each other, with a dream we couldn't fill. I believed there would be time to say everything one day, but the road began to change, and you slowly slipped away. Now the silence answers questions that I never dared to ask. Some chances disappear before we know they pass. There were words I never told you, though they lived inside my soul. Little truths and silent promises I was afraid to show. Now the years keep moving forward, like the rivers to the sea, but those words I never told you still belong to me. A violin begins to whisper through a soft late evening song, and the saxophone is breathing like it understands the wrong. The guitar keeps gentle rhythm, like a heart remembering you. Every chord becomes a doorway to a love I once knew. I sit there for a moment, let the music slowly flow. Some feelings stay forever, even when we let them go. Maybe love was always waiting for the courage I never found. Maybe all the truth I carried should have finally made a sound. But life keeps moving onward, like a train along the line, leaving quiet little stations where our memories remain in time. If somewhere you remember those evenings long ago, maybe there's a small place where my silent feelings go, not with sadness or regret, just a gentle point of view of the love that lived inside me every time I looked at you. There were words I never told you that the years could never hide. All the love I kept so carefully deep inside. Though tomorrow waits ahead with a road I must begin, those words I never told you still live within. In every song I hear now, every sky of fading blue carries quiet pieces of the love I felt for you. Now the guitar keeps playing while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old midnight stories grew, live the words I never found to tell you.
Outside the city, where the streetlights fade away, we once drove there in the evening, at the closing of the day. You were talking about dreams that the future might allow, and I listened with a smile, never thinking of the now. The wind was moving softly through the quiet summer air, and every mile we traveled felt like hope was waiting there. But sometimes love grows fragile, even when it feels so strong. The road we walk together does not always stay that long. You left me on a quiet road of memory, where your footsteps used to be. Now every mile I travel carries echoes back to me. Though the world keeps moving forward and tomorrow calls my name, that road you left me walking will never feel the same. The radio was playing some old familiar tune. You were laughing in the sunlight underneath the afternoon. We were young and full of stories that tomorrow might unfold, like the world was wide and open, like the sky was made of gold. Now that song still finds me in the silence of the night, and suddenly your shadow returns within the light. I try to keep believing that the past can gently rest, but certain roads remember every step we once possessed. You left me on a quiet road of memory, where your footsteps used to be. Now every mile I travel carries echoes back to me. Though the world keeps moving forward and tomorrow calls my name, that road you left me walking will never feel the same. A violin begins to whisper from a distant open door, and the saxophone is crying like it heard our love before. The guitar keeps steady rhythm, like a heart that will not sleep, holding every little promise that our younger selves would keep. I close my eyes and listen to the music drifting through. Every note becomes a moment that once belonged to you. Maybe love is not a place that two hearts always stay. Maybe it's a gentle journey that must someday fade away. But even when the road divides and two lives move apart, some paths stay forever inside the traveling heart. If somewhere you remember those evenings long ago, when we drove through silent highways, watching city lanterns glow, maybe there's a moment when you think of what we knew, and the road that once belonged to me and you. You left me on a quiet road of memory, still walking through the years, with the sound of distant laughter and a trace of silent tears. Though tomorrow waits ahead with another point of view, that road will always lead me back to loving you. And every step I'm taking, through every sky I see, still carries quiet pieces of who you were to me.
the guitar keeps playing, while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old midnight stories run, I'm still walking slowly on the road you left me on. Once stood beside the ocean, watching daylight slowly fade. You were speaking of forever, like a promise we had made. Every wave along the shoreline seemed to echo what we knew. Two hearts walking side by side, with a sky of endless blue. Those quiet, hopeful moments felt stronger than the sea, like tomorrow had been written for just you and me. But time can change the story, even love cannot control. And sometimes gentle promises outgrow the human soul. We made a promise we couldn't keep under skies of fading gold. Two young hearts believing in a future we were told. Though the years have taken us far from what we knew, that promise still lives quietly in the memory of you. I remember city evenings, walking slowly through the lights, sharing simple conversations through the warm and silent nights. Your laughter filled the spaces where the world felt calm and wide, and every road ahead of us felt like hope was on our side. Now those streets feel different, though the lights still softly glow. Every corner holds a shadow of the love we used to know. I try to keep believing that some things were meant to be, but certain dreams grow distant like the tide returning to the sea. We made a promise we couldn't keep under skies of fading gold. Two young hearts believing in a future we were told. Though the years have taken us far from what we knew, that promise still lives quietly in the memory of you. to whisper through a soft and distant tune, and the saxophone is breathing like a lonely afternoon. The guitar keeps steady rhythm, like a heart that still recalls every little moment before the final fall. Music fills the evening like a voice from long ago. Some melodies remember more than we will ever know. Maybe love is not forever, like the stories people say. Maybe it is something fragile that must slowly drift away. But even when it leaves us, like the fading light of day, it leaves a quiet warmth inside that time cannot betray. If somewhere you remember those promises we made, standing near the ocean as the evening sky would fade. Maybe there's a moment when your heart still feels it too, the love that once was living between me and you. We made a promise we couldn't keep, but the memory remains like a gentle melody flowing softly through the years. Though tomorrow keeps calling with another life in view, that promise still belongs to the story of me and you. And every road I travel, every sky of silver blue, still carries quiet echoes of the dreams I had with you. Now the guitar keeps breathing while the violin sighs low, and the saxophone remembers all the things we used to know. And somewhere in the silence, where old midnight memories sleep, lives the love we once believed, and the promise we couldn't keep.